Hello, how are you today? If you're just joining my channel for the first time, my name is Linda and I'm a healthcare professional. I usually conduct my lessons in Igbo language and then I will summarize in English, or I will conduct in English and then summarize in Igbo language. Igbo is a tribe in Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa. So I'm gonna start right now. I'm going to start with English language first, and then at the end I'll summarize in Igbo. The topic of today is about some of the foods we have in Nigeria and how we can use it, okay, to help us manage diabetes. What are some of those foods we have? We have lots and lots of good foods. But when we think about it, diabetes is rampant in Nigeria. I know it's everywhere, the whole world. But because of our food, we have a lot of starchy foods, but they are good foods. They are natural good foods. We just have to know which foods and how to use them properly. If you want, you can go back. I have already recorded lectures for diabetes, type 1, type 2, gestational. Okay, so today I just want to just point to some of those foods that we have. And again, let's remember that diabetes, some of the risk factors, remember some risk factors we cannot do anything about, like genetics. So if you have a relative, maybe grandfather, grandmother, or uncles or aunties that have diabetes, then you have high chances of having diabetes in your own lineage. So so it could be hereditary. Most of the things that happen in this world, most of the illnesses, most of them are hereditary. So it could be hereditary. It could be sedentary lifestyle. Some people, they have jobs that they have to sit for a long time, sitting in one place. You just have to train yourself to get up. Even these days, some people have smartwatch, or just put on a timer, alarm, whatever you have to put to alert you, to remind you to get up and move. Okay, so and then low fiber diet. Okay, we have to increase our fiber diet. Good vegetables, we have all of them. We have too many vegetables in Nigeria or in Africa as a whole, or wherever you live. Okay, wherever you stay in the world, you can get good vegetables to eat. We have to be careful about portion sizes. We shouldn't eat and eat and eat ourselves to stupor. We shouldn't eat until we are so tired and sleepy. Okay, we shouldn't eat until we feel like we're going to burst. So we can just try to limit the quantity, the portion size that we usually eat. Okay, and then when we eat, let's think of what we are eating. If you have like a plate, let half of the plate be mostly vegetables. It could be different vegetables. Okay, vegetables that you love to eat. All right, good vegetables. We have a lot of them. Okay, so I know we have more starchy and non-starchy, but we have a lot of vegetables. Just make sure that half of your plate is full of different kinds of vegetables. And then you have some protein, and then have some, like little starch, since we have a lot of, starchy foods like our yam, cassava, but they are good foods. We just shouldn't eat a whole plate of rice. I remember growing up, we used to do that. We did that. It was normal to do that. We have this plate of jollof rice with chicken, or big plate of rice with stew on top of it. But let's try to change the way we eat. Okay, you can still eat your rice, but just a little bit. Okay, and then consuming refined carbohydrates and drinking so much sugary things or drinks. All right, and also remember that all these alcoholic drinks and beer, they also have carbohydrates. Some of them have high glucose content, so just be mindful of that. Sometimes I've seen people, like growing up, I see people that will eat bread, and usually white bread, which has a lot of sugar in it already. And refined carbohydrates. You eat lots and lots of bread for lunch with soda, with mineral. That's what we usually call it In Nigeria, with mineral, and that's lunch for somebody. So that's not good. Okay, we shouldn't eat all that bread with just mineral and then that's food. No. Okay, so let's start thinking and changing our habits. Okay, and then sometimes some people, they will have like for breakfast they will have tea. I know we usually just call it tea, but it could be tea. There could be tea in it, but usually Bonvita or Vati, Nido, Milo, things like that. And you put it so much, and then, you put cubes of sugar. If you used to put in maybe 3 or 4 cubes, decrease to 3, decrease to 2, decrease to 1, even half. Even at one point, trust me, you will get used to that. You get used to not even having any sugar in your tea. You just drink it like that. You don't have to have all that refined sugar in your tea. Okay? So I remember growing up and my father would just specifically say 1 sugar, 1 boy, like, trying to emphasize don't put more than 1 or half in his tea. So let's try to be mindful of how we eat. Okay? And we actually do have a lot of foods, that has low glycemic index, because when it comes to glycemic index, it's just about how food affects our blood sugar level. Okay, and we want those foods with low or moderate, glycemic index. So those are the best ones. Okay, because they will digest slowly. Okay, so then it kind of keeps your blood sugar level, okay, maintain it at a good level so that it's not spiking up and down throughout the day. All right, so I'm going to talk about some of those foods. We do have fish, lots and lots of fish in Nigeria, lots of fish in Africa. Okay, we are blessed with so much. So let's use them carefully. We have all the good fish, have good eggs. Okay, we can eat those. We have lots of lentils, different kinds of beans that we can use to make moi moi. We can use to make akara. Meat, we have goat meat, we have chicken, we have turkey. Okay, we even have the one that is made with, what is that called? Bambara nut or bambara beans. It's called oba. It's like a real cuisine for people mostly from Enugu State, in eastern part of Nigeria, but it's everywhere now. And yam, we can still enjoy our yam. That's our staple food in Nigeria. We even have a yam festival because we have so much. Okay, so but we can eat it in small quantity instead of eating a lot, and we can cook it and then eat it with lots and lots of vegetables, and we already have vegetables. Okay, most people have vegetables in their farm, in their garden, in their backyard. Even if you have to buy the vegetables, they are not extremely expensive. They are very, very affordable. Okay, avocados. We have avocados growing up. We have avocados all over in the backyard, everywhere. Buy them. They are not expensive. They are everywhere. So we can use avocados. And when it comes to like vegetables, like I said, we have too many of them. So let's put vegetables in everything we cook. We make okra soup. We make different kinds of soup. We make ogbono soup, even egusi soup. We just have to put not just only egusi in it, okay? But we can put lots and lots of vegetables in it. We have vegetable soup, we have too many different foods, So let's use them wisely. And then we have plantains a lot. Unripe plantain is has low glycemic index than ripe one. So let's eat that more, okay? And we can boil, we can roast, okay? Even you're not gonna give up what you love. Once in a while, you can still have your fried plantain, ripe plantain, but just small amount, not a whole lot, okay? So this doesn't mean that you will just abandon, everything that you usually enjoy. Just make sure that you eat it in moderation. Instead of eating a whole plate of fried plantain, just take 2 or 3. And then put everything else, put your vegetables, lots of vegetables in it. Okay, we have drinks now, like zobo drink, we have other drinks, like kunu. I think people from the northern area, So we have too many good things that we can eat. We just have to know how to make it nicely and balance it. Okay, we have foods that have like a high glycemic index, like white rice. Sometimes people say foreign rice because some of them are really, really bleached. But we have good local rice. Even they are cheaper than the foreign ones that are highly bleached. Okay, and those local ones are actually better. So, but if you have to eat those really, really processed ones, just eat them sparingly. Fufu made with cassava. There's nothing wrong with cassava, but let's not eat too big of fufu. Let's just eat a little bit if we have to eat it. But people can make fufu from even unripe plantain, So, and then let's try to minimize like sweet pastries, that we use. Some people eat a lot of sweet pastries. Okay, we have some good ones, some good snacks that we can eat, but all those sweet pastries, let's try to limit them. Limit soda. People drink a lot of soda these days. Before, soda used to be very expensive and not everyone could afford soda, but now soda is everywhere. Look at the sugar content. You'll be scared. And when you look at it, try to change it into teaspoon. That helps you to know the amount of sugar you are consuming. Okay, and then what else? Malt drink. I know some of the malt, some of them have like a little bit lower sugar content, but mostly majority of the malt drink, they have high content of sugar. I love malt too, but only once in a while. Okay, you can tell yourself, I'm not drinking all these, unless if there's a party somewhere, maybe once in how many months, even if it's once a month. You're going, it's like there's something going on. It's like, yeah, let me treat myself. Okay, and you can share it with someone. You don't have to finish the whole thing. We have bananas a lot too. Try to start, maybe if you buying them, buy the smaller ones. But if you're not buying them, if you just have them, you have bananas that are really too big. Okay, just eat maybe half of the banana at one time, or even just one. But don't eat the whole banana bunch. I love bananas. Even now, I still love bananas. I eat that like one a day, but we try to buy the smaller ones, not too big, not the giant ones anymore. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we can still enjoy our food. Let's just be careful how we prepare the food and then the size of the food. Okay. So I'm going to switch now to Igbo language. So if you're just joining me for the first time, okay? So if you're just joining me for the first time, I usually conduct it in English or Igbo, like I said, and then I will translate. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Igbo. Ndewo, ndewo, ndewo. Ọ bụ na taa bụ mgbe ị na-abata n'ihe mmụta. Aha m bụ Linda. Abụ m onye na-ahụ maka ilekọta ndị ahụike, na-akụzikwa ya akụzi, ndị ahụ na-adịghị ike na-akụzikwa ya akụzi. So ọ na-eme mbịa kụzicha na bekee ma bịa tapịakwa ya n'Igbo, ma ọkwana m kụzicha n'Igbo ma tapịakwa ya n'okwu bekee. So ihe m chọrọ ịgbata ụkwụ na ya taa bụ ọtụtụ nri anyị nwere n'obodo anyị, n'obodo Afrịka maọbụ Naijiria maọbụ n'ala Igbo. Anyị nwere ọtụtụ nri dịgasị iche iche. Then ihe a na-akpọ diabetes jupụtara ebe niile n'obodo anyị, na-emebisi ahụ na ndụ ndị mmadụ. Akọsụrụ ndị mmadụ ọrịa dị iche iche. Ihe a na-akpọ diabetes ọ dị njọ. Okay? Enwekwana ọtụtụ ihe nwere ike ịkpata mmadụ inwe diabetes ahụ. Ọ bụrụ nke nọ n'agbụrụ maọbụ n'ọbara, which ọtụtụ ọrịa bụ ihe eburupụta ụwa na-aga na agbụrụ maọbụ n'ọbara. So ọ bụ na ọ dị otu ahụ, ị ga-ejisikwa ike na-eme ihe ị kwesịrị ime ka ọ hapụ imebisi ihe n'ahụ gị. Okay, so ịda na ọnọnọ makwana ndị na-arụ ọrụ, ha na-arụ n'ime ọfịs, ha na-ebilite, ha ga-enọga nọga, ọ dịghị mma. Ị nwere ike ga-etinye ihe gị ịgwa gị ka ibilite, tinye ya na n'ekwentị gị. Okay, makwana ga-agwa onwe gị, ọ bụ na ị nwe work clock, ga-agwa ihe ga-ịgwa gị ihe na-akụnụ. Okay, ihe na-ekwu maka elekere, ịbịa ga-ele ya anya, ọ bụ nnọọ elekere mbụ na-akụ, gasị oke ya kụọ elekere abụọ, aga m ebilite ọtọ gagharịa. Okay, ga-ahapụ ịnọ ofu ebe, ọ dịghị mma. Okay, then iri nri ebe o buru ibu, iri oke nri, ịbịa ga-eweretu nri ahụ, iweretu nri, iweretu ahịhịa nri, ga-eweretu nri dịkwa ka rice, osikapa, ga-ewekwara ihe dịka agwa, tikata ya, mixikata ya, maọbụ anụ maọbụ azụ, ka efere gị hafụ ịbụ ịbịa weta efere ya bụrụ osikapa juru n'ofu efere, erichapụ ya. Echetara mgbe anyị dị obere otu ahụ ka esi eri nri, maọbụ jọlọf maọkwanụ nri, maọkwanụ nke osikapa esiri bịa were stew kụnye ya n'elu. Mba, oke, ka ọ bụrụ ike efere gị ahụ abụọ, oke, ka ọka na efere gị bụrụ nnọọ ngwongwo ahịhịa juru ya, ahịhịa dị iche iche dị mma. Ahịhịa dị mma juru n'obodo anyị bụ Naijiria, junu n'Afrịka, junu n'ala Igbo, ju ebe niile. So were ahịhịa nri kwajuo nnọọ n'efere gị, then ga-ewerezie nri ndị ọzọ tinyesigasịa n'akụkụ ya. Oke, ihe a na-ekwu abụ ka ịjụ ihe ị na-eribu, beta ime otu ị ga-esi na-esi ya, na-erikwana ya ka ọ dị mma n'ahụ. Okay, so ọ bụrụ ndị na-aṅụ oke ihe ụtọ, ndị na-aṅụ oke ihe ụtọ, ị ga-ewelatatụ aka. Even ụfọdụ mmanya a na-aṅụkwa aṅụ, maọbụ nke biya ahụ, maọbụ mmanya ọkụ, ha kwa na-ebukwa ihe ọtọ biribiri n'ime ha. Nke so ya iji nwayọ hapụ ị na-aṅụ ihe ndị a ụbọchị niile. Nke so oke ihe ụtọ nke aha na-akpọ mineral, ji letu anya, jọọ iji nwayọ ka ọ bụrụ ihe, ọ hapụ ịbụ ihe a na-aṅụ mgbe ọbụla, mgbe oge niile. Lee anya ebe ahụ edere sugar content ya, nke n'okwu bekee. Ile anya ebe ahụ edere ya, chenjie ya, ha change mgbe ụfọdụ ha dee, ha abịa dee ya gram, chenjie ya na spoon, ka ị mara spoon ole, sugar spoon ole kụnyere n'ime ofu ihe ọṅụṅụ ahụ ị na-aṅụ. Ọ ga-eme anya emepe gị. Ndị na-erekwana ya, ọ ka ha reta ahịa ka ọ na-atọ gị nnọọ, gaa na-aṅụ ihe ha dị ha mkpa wee ego ahụ gị dị mma, ma ahụike gị ọka ahụ agbasa ha. Okay, so ndị ihe anọ na agbụrụ ha, ndị na-eri oke ihe ọtọ bịrịbịrị, iribigakwa nri oke, iri nwee nri, ekwela ka iribiga ya oke, ekwela ka iri chacha gaa nọ n'ebe ahụ ị na-eri hirizie ụra. Mba, ọ dịghị mma otu ahụ. So onwe ihe ndị bekee na-akpọ glycemic index, ekwuru m ya mgbe m soro bekee, m kwuru n'okwu bekee, so ọkwa n'otu nri anyị na-eri si eme ka shuga nọ n'ahụ anyị otu, maọbụ ya na-agbago, ya agbada, ya agbago, ya agbago, ya agbada. Onwe ụfọdụ nri ha si na onwe low glycemic index, maọkwa na even medium. Onwe ụfọdụ nri na-eme irie nri, shuga nọ n'ahụ gị maọbụ n'ọbara gị ya hafe ịgbago nke ukwuu, na na-aga ya agata elu, ya ọgata ala, enwere ike nọrọ nnọọ n'otu usoro, hapụ imebisi ahụ gị, hapụkwa n'ime ka ọrịa shuga ahụ dịwa oke njọ. Even o nwere ike ime ya gbatuo, maọbụ ya nọrọkwanụ at least nọrọ under control, ejikọta. Okay, so ọtụtụ nri anyị nwere ndị nwekwanụ low glycemic index ahụ, ma azụ, ma akwa, okay, agwa eji eme ma moi, ma nke eji eme akara, ma nri ahụ a na-akpọ ọkpa, even ma ji anyị, ị ga na-erikwu ya, beta erila ya ebe o buru ibu. Ibe ga wereta ya obere, ga ewere ahịhịa nri kwajuo ya. Ube bekee, anyị nwere ube bekee everywhere, nke ahụ ụfọdụ na-akpọ avocado pear, anyị nwere ya ebe niile. Izugodi ya azụ, ọ dịghị oke ọnụ nke ọjọọ. Enwegasị ihe ọṅụṅụ dị mma, na-aṅụnụ mmiri bụ ya bụ nke kacha mma, beta enwegasị ihe ndị ọzọ, tii nkịtị ọwụ nke ahụ jikọtara shuga na milo na bonvita na ovaltine, gwa ya ya ọtọfesie oke. Ihe ndị ahụ were tinye obere obere. Ọ bụrụ na ị na-aṅụ shuga ebe o buru ibu, maọbụ cube 3 maọbụ 4, welatawa aka ọtụtụ ruo mgbe ị gadị aṅụzi ya, because ọ na-ama ahụ. Nke ma nke ahụ na-akpọ kunu, so ihe ndị ahụ dịkwa mma. Okay, nri ndị ahụ nakwa na-eme shuga agbago, dịka rice ndị ahụ na-acha pepe, ụfọdụ ya bụ na-esi bubata, ndị ahụ akọrọ n'obodo anyị, ndị ahụ agbasibe nke ukwuu. Ụfọdụ akpọ ya brown rice, ọ dịkwanụ mma. Okay, so then oke ihe eghere gasị, maọbụ ihe ndị ebeki na-atọ nene, ọbịa ga-ejiri nwayọ welatatụ aka n'ihe ndị ahụ. Okay, then otu m kwukwara before, ọ bụrụ ihe ndị ahụ ị na-eri, iriwe ha beti, welata aka. Okay, welata aka. Ma nke ahụ a na-akpọ malt ma mọta, aṅụbigala ha oke. okay? Aṅụbigala legodo anya ihe ụtọ bịrịbịrị dị ya na ihe shuga dị ya nụ, okay? Banana kwa ndị chara acha dị welatatụ aka arabigala ya oke, okay? Aga m akwụsị ugbu a, so I will stop here and then let's go to Igbo word for today. Chere. Chere means wait. Chere means wait. Aga m spell gị ya na English. C-H-E-R-E. C-H-E-R-E. Okay? So in Igbo, chi-e-ri-e, chere, wait. Okay? So you're trying to tell someone to wait for you. That's wait for me. Cherem. That pronoun, first person pronoun, is talking about me. Cherem. Wait for me. The Bible verse for today is Psalm chapter 60 verse 11. It says, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. All right. Then the song for today in English is saying, hold me, my Master Jesus. I will run the race. I will triumph over life. Strengthen me always that I may not fall. Let's sing it. Okay, now let's sing a song. That's the instrument I'm using. Jigide, money when Jesus, jigide. Jigide, money when Jesus, jigide. Also join me one more time. Let's sing it one more time. Join me. Jiggy and when Jesus jiggy then, and when Jesus jiggy then, oh sorry, okay, so I will end the lesson here. Hopefully you learn one or two things, okay? So I'm going to conclude here and I'll see you next week and I'll try to find a song for you and Igbo word for you to learn, okay? Just go out there, enjoy yourself, have fun, okay? And believe and trust in God, all right? And let's help ourselves. Let's be mindful of what we are eating, okay? We can still enjoy our food, but let's be mindful of how we prepare the food, okay? And the quantity of the food we are eating, the portion size, okay? Let's continue to eat good food. I'll see you next week. Que mesia. Bye-bye. Que mesia.